Let's talk about our use of cognitive lessons. Each time that we approach a new lesson, it's an opportunity for new cognitive learning and for enriching experiences. So this idea of being able to provide opportunities for learning is really important because it identifies to that individual that we're being age respectful, that we care enough to find content that is at cognitive level that meets their age and that may also be in an area of interest. We're also looking for opportunities for purposeful motor so that new motor patterns that are meaningful and functional will be honed and will be perfected so that they're better able to become fluent with the boards. We're also looking to foster meaningful responses for self-expression. So when we practice with a cognitive lesson and we have enough questions and opportunities for responses, then we have a chance to really use our skills in that meaningful way with repetition so that we can learn to be more self-expressive. And we're also building tolerance. It's not uncommon for our folks to have a limited attention span or a limited amount of time that they can stick with an activity before possibly some type of other motor response gets in the way. When we practice our cognitive lessons with the structure they provide, we help our folks to build that tolerance so that they can pursue longer opportunities to engage in communication. The cognitive lessons allow us also to have a structure. So beginning with open-ended communication can be tricky. It can elicit a whole bunch of nothing because we haven't set up the situation in order to build success. But starting with content and moving through our content to get to questions that relate to what we've just read provides that predictable content that makes our folks feel comfortable and they don't have to have anxiety about what is this all about. So the structure really allows that to happen. Sometimes we'll go to materials from science or current events or history, which often seem to be of interest, and they would be to any individual. And by going to that type of content, we're also right off the bat saying, hey, we get it. You're smart, and we're going to show you that through the content we provide. They understand then that we actually get it, right? Few people do. In addition to that structure, it allows the opportunity to work with a communication partner and to foster that relationship of being able to navigate the back and forth with a communication partner. We're also practicing motor accuracy while we're delivering that content. So a good lesson also provides for extension questions to first ask things that we know are in that content, and then as our students develop, then we can move to questions that are a little more open-ended. What do you think would be the best way to go about that, for example, and allow them to extend that learning? A typical lesson format includes chunking. So we're going to start with a portion of that content and then jump to a few questions. And we want to include enough questions so that we have some flexibility. We can stick to lots of knowns to give them some comfort level at first, but then we'll have plenty of questions there. So if we feel they're ready, we can move to some previous knowledge, open-ended, etc. Then we're going to return to content again. And once again, we'll have a list of questions to follow. This will allow us again to look at more than just their response in terms of what the content is, but we're looking for their motor response, we're looking for ocular movement, we're looking for their posture, so we can assess how they're doing as we break it up into these workable chunks. When the body is working and we see that they are sitting straight, that they do have the motor pattern, and that they are looking at the board, well then we might go into increasing our level of questioning. So we're constantly assessing as we work through these cognitive lessons. It's too hard to gain that extra insight if we strictly ask questions and put somebody off guard. Think of how you feel if somebody asks questions that are uncomfortable, personal questions. What's it like to work for your boss? And so we want to alleviate any of that potential anxiety by going with some high interest kinds of material. And then we can really build that rapport as well. So cognitive lessons is the way to go.